Good morning, everyone. Hope the week was kind to you last week. I know we had a lot of initiations and a lot of energy moving and all of that, but hope you're doing well in your own little corner of the world. My rose quartz wanted to come out. As you can see, I have many of them, and they all wanted to come out. And it was one of those things that I was thinking about. All you need is love. And you know, just having the rose quartz and the beautiful energy that it represents. In my garden in the back, where I have a fountain, a fairy fountain, and flowers all around, and then I have this giant piece of rose quartz that I absolutely love, and it just wanted to be under the stars. And so important right now with the crystals, because we have to remember that the crystals are alive and they have energies in them, and they may have been water at one time that froze and has the memory. We know water does so much, has the memory inside, and that it has information in them. Some believe that there's a little spirit in each one of the crystals, and just being in that place of knowing that that crystal wants to be released, or that entity or spirit wants to be released. So don't just buy. I'm guilty of this. I buy a lot of crystals and I do not have time to sit with them all. But it's important to handle them, to sit with them, meditate with them, because a lot of these are things that crystals we had before, and they're coming back to us from sacred sites long ago. And so Atlantis and Lemuria and the different civilizations, where they're coming back to us, and maybe they're information that we need at this time. So by sitting with them and meditating and handling them, and even asking permission, what information do I need to know? And then trust whatever comes. You might want to journal, you might want to write about something, but these are beautiful. And who doesn't love rose quartz? So many people wear it right over the heart chakra because that's what it represents. And I just felt like I wanted to surround myself with pink. So with that said, we will go into the cards. First one is from Manifesting Your Mastery from Cryon Affirmation Cards, also by Monica Morini. If I'm saying her name wrong, I'm sorry. So let's see for the group this week. There goes Ben again. Sorry, the same people are walking up and down the street. So apologize for that. He just wants to steal the show, that's for sure. All right, the card says, I am loved, I am dearly loved and surrounded by love. I mean something to others, and I exist for a reason. For relationships are a correct and appropriate part of God's plan. Look at that. So isn't it interesting? I am loved when I was guided to bring all the rose quartz, and this is pink. So I don't know if there's any additional information in here. See. Nope. Just information about the artist and all of that. So I'm going to leave that there, but I thought it was interesting with the rose quartz here. I'm going to mix these up for the group. Universal cards. It says, in any moment, I can surrender to the powerful presence of love through prayer, contemplation, and stillness. So isn't that interesting? Here we are again with another love card. All of this, and it's that beautiful Mother Mary blue, just soft like baby blanket boy blue. So 2 about love today. We have another card that's from the animal deck. Oops. Oh, sorry, I'm bad, I took the wrong ones. Sorry, this is talk to me like I'm someone you love. Sorry, well, there's no accidents. I thought I had the animal deck. And this says relationship repair in a flash. So we're on a roll with love and relationship this week. So let me just pull one out for the group. We want one spirit for the group and what they need to know about relationships this week. There's nothing really important I need to say to you, and I would like you to truly listen, not react, at least for 5 minutes anyway. Well, isn't that interesting? Let me show you the card. It's just the writing on it. The essence of these cards isn't about giving people the lines. It's about optimizing the chance that your lines will be received on the other end. This particular card can make that happen quite directly. So beautiful. This is talking about listening. Another part of relationship and love. So we definitely have, and don't send me an email or a text that says, well, how does that apply? I'm not in a relationship. We're in relationship with somebody, with ourselves, with our, loved ones, our family members, whoever, a girlfriend, a boyfriend. So there we are. And the last one is from Earth Magic by Stephen Farmer. I feel like I want to pull 3 from here, so we're going to make a little room and pull 3. What does the group need to know for this week? Okay, oops. Okay, so the first card is Iceberg, Submerged. We're going to read that. Up to 90% of an iceberg's body is below the surface, deeply submerged in the bosom of Grandmother Ocean. Yet Grandmother allows considerable freedom for her enormous children, permitting them to move about as dictated by the currents and their own momentum. Having broken off from a glacier or ice shelf, they float along the sea, much to the detriment of vessels they attempt to traverse their passageways. Most of us have heard stories of ill-fated ships that have had tragic encounters with these ice mountains. Although the topmost portion of an iceberg can easily be seen, there's still a massive amount of its body below the water that may be difficult to detect. And that which remains unseen can fool us and perhaps even be dangerous and damaging. It says, whatever you suppress or deny and attempt to keep out of the conscious awareness will show up somewhere and somehow. These are your shadow aspects. At one time you put them out of your consciousness for good reason, yet they remain contained by shame and guilt. Sometimes these submerged aspects of yourself are projected onto others, so they mirror those denied or suppressed parts of you, and you may even harshly judge these characteristics when they are exhibited. Now is the time to allow these elements to surface and embrace them. These may make up some sort of self-expression, a secret dream that you wish to accomplish, or even uglier aspects that are difficult to acknowledge or accept. Whatever you have submerged deep inside of you, this is your opportunity to pay attention to those things and welcome them to the family called you. So it's really interesting because it reminds me of the subconscious. We have so much under the surface we can't even see, we may have forgotten about, we don't remember our past or childhood, whatever, things that you couldn't deal with. So by using love as the answer to bring things up lovingly with all of this love theme here. And listening, remember we have this card, the partner doesn't have to be somebody outside yourself, it can be a different part of you. So you want to be the parent inside to all those little parts that are coming up to speak to you, and be a good listener. The next one is mountain strength. What? Oh, here it is. Okay. I was like, how can there not be an index here? The massiveness of the mountain in this image, bearing the blankets of snow as spectacular hues from the sun reflect its body, evokes a sense of impenetrable and immovable strength and stature. A mountain's quiet, resolute immensity leaves us in awe and inspires us to reach for greater heights, yet it can also pose challenges. The firm base of the mountain evolves to the narrower crest in its attempt to reach the sky. More daring individuals become enamored by the peak and see it as something to conquer, although it can never truly be conquered. When the mountain feels threatened in some way, or simply shrugs its shoulders, the strength exhibited can wreak havoc for all beings caught on its skin. It makes no sense to deny the strength you have at the cost of allowing yourself to be reactive and be subject to external influences far beyond what is healthier for you. Solidly grounded in the earth, your head held high as if you were touching the sky, do so without straining, just as the mountain itself does not strain. The current situation calls for you to be vigilant, but not to the point of fear or paranoia. Be that rock of strength that you are capable of becoming. The solidness of your resolve will be clearly communicated when you model yourself after the towering immensity of a mountain, impeccable and inscrutable. Standing steady like a rock is what is called for at this time. So very powerful, with knowing that we do already have that strength within us. It may have been covered up for a while, but that strength is in us and we need to use it this week. Last card, Shaman, Ancient Healing Wisdom. I love this card. It's so beautiful. The character in his face, that the weatheredness of his face and the years of wisdom that has come. Whoops. And the last card, the deep, compassionate eyes of this Native American shaman portrays the wisdom of one who has been seen and who knows. He has witnessed visions, spirits, suffering, and joy, and knows that everything that exists has spirit's intentionality behind it, able to travel beyond the veil of ordinary reality. The shaman's primary assignment is to discern and maintain the balance between what is his human community takes back from the natural world and what it gives back. When this relationship is out of balance, the shaman must do whatever is necessary to restore it. Balance equals healing. The shaman lives his life in ceremony and treats everything with reverence, including the good mystery of death and the even greater mystery of life. He works with his spirit helpers, including his ancestral spirits, to help him in his service to its people and to Mother Earth, providing a liaison between the spiritual and the physical world. Charged with relieving suffering as one of his priorities, the shaman does so by first always tending to the spiritual world, the source of in illness, or all illness. These healing powers have been passed along over the millennia from the ancient ones who knew the healing and curative powers of spirit. All illnesses, whether physical, emotional, psychological, stem from an illness of spirit. It may be due to soul loss, psychic intrusions, ancestral karma, or any other spiritual causes that could be contributing to the manifest condition for which you seek help. Whatever other methodologies or remedies you pursue, whether allopathic, alternative, or a combination, know that the deepest spiritual wound is the illusion of being separate from Source, the Great Spirit, the universe, whatever you want to call it. It is the trick of the mind that creates this sense of separation. This is a time for deep healing, starting with your relationship with Spirit. Call upon your spirit guides and ancestors to help you with any emotional, mental, or spiritual healing you need. Call upon the Creator to assist you in mending any rift in your relationship with Spirit. Choose thoughts that support wholeness and well-being. Allow any darker thoughts or shadows to appear as well, but simply observe them as they arise in consciousness. Then let them dissolve. See yourself as healed, whole, and complete, and it shall be. Wow, powerful. So this week, we've started off with everything being the just really looking at starting it with love, being in a place of love, knowing you are loved and you are love, and Spirit fills you first. And listen, not only to the people surrounding you this week, but listen to what Spirit's trying to tell you. And then welcome in those parts of you that you have so submerged that you forgot they were even there. Use your strength of the mountain to get you through this week. Like, oh no, I got this. And ancestral healing. Very, very powerful. Going in to listen to the ancestors and what they want to share with you or tell you about these parts. I think it's so interesting that the card stated that all illness starts from the spiritual illness. And many, many believe that. Gerard and I were just talking the other day about that, because we believe it as well, that we can't handle the problems down here anymore in the same way on the physical. We have to go to the spiritual for spiritual solutions of everything that we've been going through and trying to find a solution on this plane. We have to go to something greater, and that's where our rose quartz comes in. So if you do have a piece of rose quartz, whether it's in the rough like this, or whether you have a necklace or a little polished piece, work with it this week and bring the love in. I thank you again for welcoming me into your life and into your home, and be at peace.